You attract what you think about, not what you want. You get what you focus on, so focus on what you want. So we start on these weight loss journeys, and normally about 3 to 5 days in, or maybe that 2 week mark, or maybe even the 3 month mark, things start to slip. It starts to become really hard to be consistent, and the temptations really start to get to us. So the question is, what can we do to avoid that, right? So the biggest problem is motivation. We start out with strong motivation and then we lose that motivation. So one of the biggest things is staying focused. So staying focused while we're on the journey, and then also staying focused at the end when you've already reached your weight loss goal. Those are both really hard because we have to find a way to continue to motivate ourselves even when things are getting hard. So why do we lose our motivation? Why can't we just stay motivated and keep that feeling, that power that we had at the beginning of the weight loss journey, the constant I can? Well, the biggest problem is we get on autopilot. So it's like when you're driving and you get so used to driving, let's say to work, that those days start becoming more and more where you don't even remember driving to work. You remember leaving the house, you got to work, and you don't remember that whole drive. Well, that's what happens to us. We stop being mindful of every moment and we get caught up in our daily life. So this is where, in order for us to stay aware and to not get caught up in the stresses of life, which are gonna happen, that we need to be prepared for when those obstacles come. So we're gonna learn how to bring mindfulness into our life. And when you bring mindfulness in, it really transcends into all areas of your life. So when it comes to eating, we're going to be more mindful. And the same thing, we get on autopilot. We're hungry and we just start grabbing food. I know I found myself, I get a naked bowl at Qdoba, and really, I mean, my stomach's only big enough to eat half of that. And I'll eat half and then I'll start reading or on my phone, and before I know it, the whole bowl's gone because it was sitting in front of me. And I wasn't even mindful when I was eating the food. I was just putting it in my mouth. The same thing with my time. A lot of people will say they don't have time to exercise, yet they'll find themselves sitting and watching back-to-back Netflix episodes or browsing on Facebook for countless hours. So really here, it's just learning to be mindful so that when we do everything we do, we experience all portions of that. So it sounds pretty easy, but our society has put in our heads so much to multitask and to be task-oriented and result-oriented that we get so caught up in this that mindfulness almost feels like a waste of time because it feels like we could be getting more done. But really what you'll find is when you bring mindfulness into your life, that there's so much less wasted time, and that every bit of your time matters, and that every bit counts. So we're going to work on, from here on out, bringing mindfulness into each aspect of our life. And we're going to start with eating first. So stay tuned, and on the next video, we're going to either use an apple or a grape or some form of fruit that you like. So when you see that next video, have that piece of fruit ready.